I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio and Women's Talk right here with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. You can get us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spreaker, Spotify, TuneIn, Deezer, Vimeo, Roku, Amazon Fire, YouTube at Dream Chasers Radio, as well as Women's Talk, and so many different other places that I don't even remember. Okay, so I'm just going to say that because I don't remember. So, but we will be right back. Don't you go anywhere. Welcome back to the show. Man, we got a wonderful show for you today. You know, I love music. Well, it runs in my veins. Like I tell people I have like eighth notes and 10th notes and you know, bass clef, and then the treble clef makes up my vein system. Like literally it's all in my body. All right. And so this next guest is an amazing host of her own show, and I want to welcome her. So welcome to the show, Terry Ferguson. What's up?
How you doing? All
I'm
right.
doing good. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great.
Awesome.
I'm not going to complain. I'm just praying. We got some good news for the election. And I'm praying that they work toward us getting the country back, getting people well, and moving forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I know what you mean. I'm kind of like that kind of person that I really don't care. Just do your job.
Right. I agree.
Just do your job. Represent the people.
Represent the people.
Just represent the people. If you can't do that, hit the door. Bye-bye. So that's how I am. Yeah, definitely. So tell me about yourself.
Well, I come from the boogie down Bronx.
Sedgwick Avenue, Grand Concourse. Yo, right here. Right here.
That's the history of hip hop. Listen, I take pride in that, because I grew up, like, I would say I'm second generation hip hop. After Flash and Bambaataa, Kool Herc, as kids, we used to be out there DJing in the streets, plugging, the plugs into the street lamps.
I gotta show you something.
Let's see this.
So people that wait, hold on a second. People that are on the radio, if you're not looking at this on the video, then you're missing out. So you need to go ahead and join us on YouTube.
That's it.
I loved what you were talking about the other day. You were talking about Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Remember this?
Ooh, yes.
This is an actual record. I have that. And it's The Secret Life of Plants. And look at this.
Oh, I love that picture of Stevie.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I have the album. It's in here. Yes. I try not to kind of take it out, but it's a double.
Yes.
So how it's a double.
Yes.
And you were talking about Stevie, but not only that, girlfriend. Hold on, wait a second. I gotta find it. So I'm at the thrift store the other day. Hold on a second. I have to show you this because I know that you love history. I'm gonna move my chair out. All right. Hold on a second. Let me get this. Hold on.
Okay.
So I know you love. I know that you know and you love, right? Okay. So hold on a second. I have got to find this.
Okay.
Give me one moment. I am looking through this because I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute. I know I have this. I know she's gonna
don't get me started because I can pull out some 8-tracks and cassettes and albums.
I got an 8-track player.
Listen, I have one too.
What?
Listen, most of the early Stevie Wonder records we had, albums were on 8-track, which I call the golden period for Stevie.
Oh yeah.
Had on 8-track. Killer.
You got to be kidding me. I have so many records that I know I have it in here.
Uh-huh.
Give me one moment. I can't believe I can't find it.
Uh-oh.
No.
No.
You know how when you're looking for something,
Yes,
and you can't find it. Okay. So here's another one. And a lot of people don't know. This is history, darling.
Okay,
History.
let's see this. Ooh.
Remember
Oh
that?
my God. That's the collectors.
I know.
Hold on
I
to
know.
that.
And the thing is that it didn't come with a cover, but I wanted to get it because I wanted to at least collect it. It didn't come with a cover, and I bought it like this, so I keep it inside of this.
Oh, I got that album.
Yes, darling. Yes.
That's a classic.
And I keep it inside of here.
Yes.
Yep.
Listen.
Oh, wait, hold on a second now.
There's a song on the flip side, 45 of When Doves Cry. Called,
I just knock myself in the head with my own light.
Oh, be careful. 17 days.
Oh, but this is the collectors. You ready for this? Okay.
Oh my God.
You remember that?
Yes.
When they came out, it never got released.
Right.
Right.
So if you
were a promoter,
you
got the promotion.
A promotional copy.
That's it right there. That's
absolutely.
It. Listen, that one and this one.
Oh yes, is that
You guessed it. Hold on. She gonna be like freaking out. Hold on a second.
Wait a minute. You gotta.
It's the red vinyl, baby.
You got to. See,
you got with the picture.
You got those records from Colony Records, right?
I did, and
yeah.
Of course.
Not for sale. Yes. Demo.
You know what? You know who gave that to me?
Who?
Blue Notes. Before they went out.
Oh.
Because most people don't know about Blue Notes. See, y'all don't know about Blue Notes. Y'all don't know about Blue Notes. Anyway, so. Wait, but I have got to show you this. Hold on a second. That's not what I wanted to show you. Being from the Bronx.
That's right.
Being from the Bronx means, give me a second, because I know what's in here.
Listen.
Being from the Bronx, you had that opportunity to get the original people. So I had to literally.
Listen. Oh, that's a classic.
That's my mom.
That's a classic.
That's my mom. My mom's Evelyn Thomas.
Wow.
Yeah. So I had to bribe him to get this from him. Yeah. So
that's a classic. They still burn that record. That record still gets burned.
I know. That's one of the girl. I gotta find this. I gotta show you this. Hold on a second. Now, see, I said I'm gonna be. I said to myself, "You're not gonna do this," but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Oh my God! You go way back.
Break it. You remember that movie?
Yes.
Okay, that's one of them.
That's a classic.
I know you just trying to freak out on me for a second.
Yeah, I'm bugging out.
We gotta go.
You like me? Lane. You got crates? You have crates back there?
No, I actually have. It's down here. It's okay. So hold on a second. Let me show you. Can you see?
Okay.
It's my collection. It's over here on this side.
Crates.
Yeah,
I got crates and boxes. Yeah.
No, I don't have crates. What I do have is a collection of just like I have Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, nice.
That's a collector.
That's good. Yeah.
I got the Michael Jackson.
Oh, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I bought that album, lent it to my girlfriend. She went to a party. They stole it. What? I was upset because I lent her some records, some 12-inch records. And then she bought me another copy of Thriller. You know what I'm saying? I was upset because that was a killer album.
What? Okay, wait, hold on. I gotta show you this last one. I'm gonna show it to you. Hold on, not this last one. Hold on.
What's this?
A friend of mine, I have to a friend of mine, he says, I know how much you love this person. And I want to give you this gift. He went to the concert of this person.
Right.
And he got this and he gifted it to me. It's one of my most precious things. And I'm going to show you. It's not a record, but
oh, nice.
It's the Tina Turner.
Oh.
It's in here. It's got her legs, of course.
Oh, nice.
It's got the ticket It's
Oh,
the
nice.
booklet and
Very good.
everything of the
Oh,
concert she did back in the 80s.
that's a collector. Hold on to that.
No, ain't nobody
Hold on
getting
to
that.
that.
That's going down in there.
Yeah.
But there is
Hold on to
one more thing I have,
that.
girl. If I could find it, you're gonna have to.
Listen.
We're gonna have to stop. We're gonna have to
Okay.
stop the whole thing. Just stop the whole thing. I gotta find this.
Okay.
I just bought it too. I was at the girl. I go. People look at me and I'm talking to myself like, I can't believe they got this.
Uh-huh.
And my husband was like, "You got what?" I said,
What?
"I got it. I got it, baby. I got it." So give me a moment to find it. Give me a second. Give me a second.
All
You
right.
got to give me a second. You got to. You got to. Because this is
You
gonna blow your
cracking me
mind.
up.
Literally, I found it.
She said, "Where's
Hold
this
on.
album? Where is it at?" You know?
So hold
That's
on. Let me.
awesome.
Sorry. Here we go.
Uh-oh. What 12? Uh-oh. Wait a minute.
Oh, now you know what I'm getting ready to do. You know what I'm getting ready to do. The legendary.
Oh,
I got it right here. It is MGM Records.
right. Oh, Tommy Edwards? Whoa.
Mm-hmm. It's an actual original. It's pasted onto here, and
Nice.
it's the actual. You know how they had the pictures.
Yeah.
It didn't get signed,
Oh.
but it is his. It is his actual picture that he had,
Nice. Oh,
and
I
it's on
listen.
here.
That's one of the songs, All in the Game. I love when he sings that. That's a beautiful song.
Child, honey, let me. Oh, hold
That's
on.
a beautiful song.
Give me a second now. Let me close this up because it's just that good. Hold on.
Uh-oh, she got Tommy Edwards. Man, you got some stuff in there. All right.
Talk about history. I knew it. I said, watch. I can't wait for this one. I can't wait. Okay, you ready?
12-inch.
You ready?
All right. You ready?
All right. Nah, I'm gonna have to wait. Hold on.
Wait.
Motown presents Prime Time.
Okay.
Performing TV themes the way you like to hear them.
Oh, wow. Nice.
It's a record of all of the songs.
Soul Train.
Back in the day.
Get out of here.
I'm not kidding you, girl.
Wow.
Look at that.
That is awesome.
Girl, I paid $1 for this.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good collection.
Oh, is it? Wait, no.
Now, what else you got? You got some goodies.
I got some goodies. The Summer Olympics 1988 when Whitney Houston sang.
Oh, that's yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's got Whitney Houston, One Moment in Time.
Yes.
It's got all of those good ones. Oh my
God. Do you know that Whitney is going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but also she got another, they call it a diamond. I'm trying to think, is it the soundtrack from, what was the movie she was in with Kevin Costner? The Bodyguard.
Bodyguard, that's it. I hated the way that movie ended. They should have
been
together.
It sucked.
They should have been together.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too.
Yeah.
You know, Jungle Fever wasn't that big back then.
Yeah. She got the diamond. I think she got another diamond because her records are still selling.
Yeah, of course. You know? She's a legend, and she will go She would go hundreds of years beyond her existence.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. But she comes from a family of singers, including her mother, Dionne Warwick and Dee Dee Warwick.
Right.
They all were ahead of the time. They were very ahead of their time.
Very
and in fact, Dionne's sister, Dee Dee, was a hell of a singer. Dee Dee Warwick. You listen to some of her stuff, and her voice just leaps and bounds. You know what I'm saying?
I know. So this is the goal. Now I have another one with the twins back from the Bronx. Remember the twins? They were rappers, and they had like this. It's in there somewhere. I can't find it. It's probably in the bottom, underneath the Time Life stuff.
Okay.
I had to.
Life of hip hop. I'm waiting for that.
But listen to this. They have to. Okay, so remember this one?
Oh yes.
What? That I got this one. I'm not kidding you. Yes. I got that, Dougie Fresh, and the crew. I got both of them, baby.
Oh wow.
Both of them.
Yes. And you know what's funny?
It was under Reality Records. Remember that?
Yes. Listen, A lot of those if you really talking about hip hop, a lot of these records were produced in Harlem.
Oh yeah, in the closet, some of them.
Yeah,
and in the
under
bathroom.
Bobby Robinson used to have the record shop down there in Harlem. Because Bobby Robinson goes way back to the 50s, to the early 50s. But people like the Treacherous Three, Spoonie G, even Grandmaster Flash, they went over to Enjoy Records.
Oh yes, oh yes. Right? You talking now. Keep talking.
You know what I'm saying? You had Paul Winley. He had his record company down there on 125th Street. You know, a lot of your even with Dougie Fresh, Teddy Riley.
Oh yes.
Music behind Dougie Fresh. So, I got a lot of those records I have. Like when Grandmaster Flash did their first record was Super Rapping.
Yeah.
Right?
Ooh, child.
That was on one label. Then they got a deal with Bobby Robinson's label on Enjoy. Then they went on to Sugar Hill. You know what I'm saying? But before Sugar Hill, there was Enjoy Records, Paul Winley Records. You know what I'm saying? And they were the ones that had bands backing up these rappers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was unheard of too.
Yeah, it was. And it was good. It was
great.
Unheard of. Before the drum machines and the synthesizers, you had guys backing them up, bands backing them up.
That's right.
Pumpkin and the crew, they would be backing them up.
Yep.
And you heard some really boss records coming out of, Harlem.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it was so cool too, in that time in the 80s and the late 70s when rap really started to gain exposure and get out there. A lot of people were looking at it like, oh, they were ripping off of the pastor or the preacher, and they were coming out of the, out of the church, and that's how they learned. But it wasn't always necessarily that. Rap has always been around. It was just underground, you know what I mean? But it was brought out to the forefront.
Right. A lot of your disc jockeys from the 50s and 60s, like Jocko Henderson from Philadelphia, he started rapping on records. He would, do like his little flavor while the record was playing. And a lot of this probably goes back even further than that. But hip hop is an original Black art form.
Yes, it is.
Just like jazz. You know what I'm saying? And nobody knew that hip hop would now be the new rock and roll.
Right.
It really is.
Yeah, it is. Definitely. People, that's from the devil. That's from the devil.
That's
rock and roll was from the devil.
Listen, white kids would come to our neighborhoods, come to our clubs.
And get rhythm. I'm sorry.
Right. Or come, right. Or
they
study
would.
and listen.
Yeah.
And take it back to their community.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. So, that's always been our history. Right. R&B always will be the backbone of the music industry.
Yes.
The music industry makes a lot of their money off of us.
Yes, they do.
Okay?
Yes,
they do. It's been that way for eons.
Yes, yes. And they've always taken our music.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. They've always taken our music. And I'm not gonna name any names, but we already know. You close your eyes and you can't tell whether they're white or black, because they're singing the soul that they heard from the Black community.
Now listen, when your mom was singing in the 80s, right? There was a period a little bit before it where they were trashing disco.
Right.
They had this thing, they was in the stadium and they were saying burn disco. Right?
But and then High Energy came out and they loved it.
And they loved it because they changed the name. Right. Instead of calling it disco.
Disco, they called it High Energy. And that's why they called my mom the Queen of High Energy, because it changed the whole outlook of dance music.
But when you listen to disco, right? You had First Choice, right? The Tramps.
Yeah.
Right? You had South Shore Commission. people that was on the Philadelphia record labels. They called it disco, but it was still R&B.
It was.
Okay. Now, when you started getting long playing R&B was way before disco. That was like in the early 70s. You started seeing long form music. And, you know, the term disco comes from the word discotheque. Now, discotheques existed in the 60s.
Right.
Okay. Where you would go to the club and you would hear records that you normally wouldn't hear on the radio. And that whole groove stayed. And then when they realized they had something there, because remember, a lot of the black music in the clubs was played in the gay clubs.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Studio 54 and places like that.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay. Paradise Garage, Better Days, all of these places played black music.
Right.
And that's when you started seeing long form music, long time music, people dancing for a long time and everything. But still, black music was the backbone of that movement.
It was. It still is.
It still is.
And still is. It still is. Yeah. You know, you just don't have as many black players as you would think out there. I mean, there's some black iconic singers out there, but it's not as it was in the past. It's not as it was.
Well, what I would say, like going forward, you got more of us in terms of African Americans and blacks in the world. We're starting to do more independent. Right. That we're taking possession of our art form.
Yes.
And to me, it's long overdue.
Yeah, definitely.
Because really the model and the pattern of the music industry, you know, and I'm sure you heard stories from your mom.
Oh my gosh, yes. And from many other artists. Because my mom didn't start in the 80s. She actually started in the 70s.
Right.
I was born in 72. And in 73, she had her first hit. In Europe, and had to leave me. I was 6 months old. She left and went on her first major tour at 19 years old.
Wow, I believe it. You know, a lot of the pioneers, like your mom and Gloria Gaynor, Carol Douglas.
I miss Gloria.
Yeah.
She was a sweetheart. Yeah. Her and my mom used to go out together. Not to backtrack, but she used to go out together. And Gloria knew me since I was 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you know, I remember that song she came out with. It's called Honeybee, right? That's way back. We talk about way back. But this is that music that your mom, Gloria Gaynor, Carol Douglas, Donna Summer, Fonda Ray. All of these people, even the lady that sang in Dr. Buzzard's
and
Savannah
don't forget
Band.
Sylvester was always on tour with them. Always.
Listen, this is the stuff that was in the gay clubs. You know what I'm saying? Before it became popular.
Right.
Okay.
And that's how she got discovered. Earth, Wind, and Fire actually got discovered from a club as well. Back in the day, the A&Rs used to go back to the clubs because that's where you would find the most, the most talent. They would go to clubs. Now they don't even go to the clubs. What's in the clubs except the DJ?
That's right. Because the DJ, you know, kind of took the place. But you know,
because they're cheaper.
Yeah, but you're cheaper. Right. And a lot, and you know, if you look at the history of, like, if you ever see this show that talks about in California when New York white artists from the folk era they went to California and they performed at clubs like the Whiskey A Go Go, all these different places on Sunset Strip. They were discovered by A&R. A&R would be at those clubs. That's how the Doors got discovered. That's how, you know, Mamas and the Papas. All these different groups got discovered at these folky clubs in the Village and also in California.
And Chicago. And Chicago. Underground blues clubs.
That's right. Absolutely. You know, so
because that's where we're from. I'm from Chicago, and blues in Chicago was amazing. My grandmother loved blues. My great grandmother, she's actually my great grandmother. My great grandmother loved blues, and so when my mom used to go and she used to take care of me, so She used to put me under the tables, you know, those high top tables.
Yeah.
They're really tight. So she would go in and cover it up with like big curtains and then
Okay.
put pillows and stuff down there.
Uh-huh.
Nobody knew I was down there. I love blues. She had chips and drinks and stuff down there,
Uh-huh.
and my favorite toys. And I
Right.
would sit there. I didn't know who was there. It could have been BB King for all I
Right.
knew. But it
Absolutely.
was one of those things that I grew up on, going to the blues club at the age of like, I couldn't remember.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's in your blood.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
It's in
is.
your
You know.
blood, you
Yeah,
know.
definitely. And being that it's not just my mother. So my father's side is the McFerrin. So that's Bobby McFerrin as well.
Okay.
So it's like it's just it's all in there. It's all in
Yeah.
there. And you know, you get the whole McFerrin family together, and you're not unique, darling. You're not. Okay. Everybody can do what Bobby does, but they
Wow.
choose not to do it.
I got
They
you.
choose to go a different route. Everybody has
Yeah.
their own thing they want to do,
Yeah.
you know. And so it's
Uh,
yeah, it's definitely something that wow. Wow,
yeah.
you girl took me down memory lane, but I had to show you the records because I
Yeah,
wanted to
listen.
say, girl.
I like that you still got your records because I still keep some of the first rap records
Mm-hmm.
that I ever bought.
Mm.
Because I used to go record shopping. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
used to live in the South Bronx.
Right.
And one of the things that we would do, because I started DJing like around 12.
Mm-hmm.
And usually guys was doing that. Wasn't
Right.
really no females, you know, DJing like that. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's how I learned.
Mm-hmm.
And also my father, you know, he was a avid record collector.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of the music that I got exposed to was from him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was, you know, my father comes from South Carolina,
Okay.
and he wanted to be a trumpet player like Miles
Oh,
Davis.
Miles Davis.
So
Yeah.
he came up to New York when he was 16,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, some of the music that he was influenced by was like Miles. He was influenced by John Coltrane. He was influenced
Mm.
by Billie Holiday.
Oh.
He
Mm-hmm.
also listened to Cuban music because, you
Mm.
know, back in those days in the Bronx, we were known for the cha-cha-cha
Oh yeah.
and the mambo.
Mm-hmm.
So the history of like salsa comes from the Bronx
Right.
because a lot of the dance halls, there was this place called Hunts Point Palace,
Mm-hmm.
and you would see Tito Puente, Tito Rodriguez,
Yeah.
right? You would see all these people perform, and my parents used to go. They used to
Mm-hmm.
go to these places in the Bronx, and you know, with the influence of Puerto Ricans in terms
Right.
of their influence on the Bronx has a lot to do with it.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, I grew up listening to Spanish music.
Me too.
So, you know what I'm saying? So,
Especially suavemente,
yeah,
besame.
yeah. Listen, we was dancing to there's um there's a singer. She's before um um I'm thinking of the singer. It'll come to me. But
Mm-hmm.
La Lupe,
Mm-hmm.
right? La
Celia
Lupe,
Cruz.
Celia Cruz. La
Oh man,
Lupe
yeah.
was before Celia Cruz. So La
Mm-hmm.
Lupe used to work with Tito
Right.
Puente.
Right.
But if you Celia, she stands out by herself.
Oh
God
yeah.
bless her.
Mm-hmm.
But La Lupe, if you look at the history of La Lupe, get a chance, listen to La Lupe, because
Mm-hmm.
it's like she's singing opera,
Mm.
but she still got that down home, like that soul in her gut when she
Mm-hmm.
sings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so and
Yeah.
also El Gran Combo, we heard all of that.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, so I grew up listening to all of that. You know, and also, you know, salsa and soul is called Latin Boogaloo. So
Okay.
I grew up hearing Latin Boogaloo,
Mm-hmm.
okay, up, you know, here in the Bronx. So with that, with the jazz, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and then you have hip hop, and then my father listened to Motown, and
Yeah.
then we also listened to Chicago soul because we were
Mm-hmm.
big on that, you know, because they would tell me like when Curtis Mayfield or the
Mm.
Five Stair Steps would come, or Fontella Bass,
Mm-hmm.
you know, all of the chess soul singers, G Chandler, all of them used to come to New York to perform at the Fox Theater in
Right.
Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Or
Mm-hmm.
to the Apollo Theater.
That's right.
So we were influenced by that, and
Mm-hmm.
also James Brown,
Oh.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
all of that. I think I went to my first concert at the Apollo. Was Gladys Knight, Stevie Wonder,
What?
and Denise LaSalle.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so you had the blues, you had
Oh,
Motown, you know what I'm saying? Combined, they were all on the same ticket. I think
mm,
Stevie was like 20, 22, 21,
wow.
22, 23 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my parents used to take me to the Apollo Theater, and I remember I think my girlfriend and I, we went to see the Silvers.
Mm-hmm.
The Silvers performed at the Madison Square Garden, called it the Felt Forum. So they
Mm-hmm.
performed there because I was big on the Silvers, but
Mm.
that was the bubblegum side of the Silvers. But if you listen to the Silvers, you listen to their first three albums, they were killer. In
Mm-hmm.
fact, they were better than the Jackson 5, actually,
Wow.
vocally. See,
Wow.
the Jackson 5, I give it to them. I love them. They were precision. They
Mm-hmm.
were part of the Motown
Right.
tradition of
Mm-hmm.
training of dancers and singers together, choreography. They had
Right.
that. But
Mm-hmm.
if you wanted to hear musically, it was the Silvers.
Hmm.
Okay.
Wow.
And before the Silvers, there's five stair steps.
Right. Of course. Yes.
And
Definitely.
they were not only gifted vocally, but they were gifted musicians also.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
You know,
Wow.
so yeah.
So much
So
history, so much, I mean, so much. My husband's Cuban, and he was like,
oh,
yeah, if you're in New York, if you
uh-huh.
live in the Bronx and you don't
That's
know
right.
Spanish, no matter what color you are,
That's
you are
right.
missing out, because
Listen,
that's like the predominant language of the Bronx. It's
it
like
is. And
Spanish, you know.
it's been the language of the Bronx, because I mean they said because my parents, we come from Hunts Point,
Mm-hmm.
and um a lot of blacks had moved to Hunts Point. Really, a lot of white people used to live there. You know what I mean? But then when blacks came up from the South, they moved to the Bronx, and then when Puerto Ricans came from Puerto Rico, they came to the Bronx,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you started seeing more, like they say, the influx of Puerto Ricans was like 1948,
Mm-hmm.
1949, in the Bronx. And I wouldn't be surprised that the history of salsa is right there. I'm not surprised.
I know that's right. And you know what? Then we always said that all the white people moved to Jersey. They moved to Jersey.
Listen,
Jersey.
no,
Jersey.
you know what it was is that the migration of blacks is funny even in New York, because if you came from Harlem and you got a house, you moved to Queens
Mm-hmm.
or you moved to Brooklyn,
That's right.
right? Move
Mm-hmm.
from the projects,
Mm-hmm.
you get a house uptown, even here to the Bronx or to the
Yep.
Valley or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Of the
You know what I'm
valley.
saying? Right.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times that migration, the white people started moving further up, or they went
Yeah.
to Co-op City, and which is funny.
Or Maine.
Right. Now, I now live in Co-op City, but when I
Mm.
was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
that was like, what the hell is Co-op City? What is that? Because mostly white people lived here.
Mm-hmm.
Now you had some blacks, and I had a lady that my mother used to work with. They lived here in the
Mm-hmm.
70s, right? But we
Mm.
wasn't even thinking about Co-op City. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
and it's funny, I live here now.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But that's how it is. You know what I'm
Yeah, it
saying?
definitely
It's
is.
and there's a lot of history as far as hip hop with the Bronx,
I
which is
know.
legendary. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How it has spread and caught on fire in other boroughs as
Right.
well. And
Mm-hmm.
then all over the country, and then in the world.
Yeah. I mean, but if you live in New York, if you lived anywhere in New York, you lived in all five boroughs. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie to you. You had to. You have to experience all of them.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
You
you
do.
had to.
You have
You
to.
know,
You just can't like live in Manhattan and not go to Brooklyn.
well, that's true. But
You can't.
it's funny. I lived in Brooklyn,
Mm-hmm.
but people from the Bronx, oh, you live all the way down there? I'm not coming there, right? So I'm in the
But
Bronx.
the train goes right underground. It's like right under some of the buildings, and you could go right up the stairs into the building. I mean,
Listen,
it's like it's so convenient. So why not go there? You hop on the train. You don't even need a
listen.
car.
But you know what's funny? I didn't start meeting like finding out Brooklyn flavor in terms of music until I met people from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? So when I went to high school, I have friends from Brooklyn. So when I started going to Brooklyn, I was listening to some different type of hip hop. It was like gangster. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
know.
it was like harder. It was like real hard. And then, you know, then when you go to Harlem, see, Harlem had the gangster edge, but there was the dances. A lot of your dances came out of Harlem.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
because
saying?
that's creativity. They had all different kind of dance schools there,
you
so
know,
it wasn't as hard as
right.
it was back in, like
That's right.
like
So a
South
lot of your
Bronx, where
dancing came out. That's
boogie
right.
down, boogie
That's
down
right.
South Bronx.
Listen, when you hear dance records from back in the days, like the 70s and 80s, a lot of the dance, like there's a song called Do the Wop. The Wop came from Harlem. So any dances that you needed to learn, you had to go to Harlem to learn how
You
to dance.
did. That's right. That's
So
right. I had friends of mine that lived out in Harlem, and I used to go out there like at least once a month. Man, talk about get the cardboard out, okay? Because we were breakdancing.
Yes, that's right.
It was just down.
Definitely.
You had your beatbox, just like LL said.
That's right.
I can't live without my radio.
That's
I mean,
right.
that's what it was about. It was like,
about.
you go to the corner.
That's right.
You got all your friends.
That's right.
You got your cardboard.
Yes.
You got your hat because you're gonna use that as a mitt.
That's right.
I remember all of that.
Yes. So it's but you were exposed, and you were exposed to a lot of music, even house music, which I was amazed with house music because the origins of house, I always say, is Chicago and Detroit.
Yes.
House music.
And that's where my mom started. My mom started with house music. Yeah.
Yes. And to me, when house music came to New York, I was like, what? Listen, you couldn't get me out the club because the music was too good.
Oh my God.
That's where I heard, in the clubs, that's where I heard house music. And then once started going to gay clubs, I was like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? So they was playing all these R&B classics.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, whoa.
And they were changing the music too. So some of it was R&B, and then all of a sudden you hear the house version, and that sucker's like 16 minutes long, and you're on the dance floor. You don't even realize you've been dancing for 16 minutes.
That's right.
One song.
Listen, that's just what it is, and that's how you get exposed to the different types of music. It's like I used to go to this place called Silver Shadow. Used to be on 57th and 7th Avenue, between 6th and 7th Avenue. And when you went in there, you got dressed up. Okay, this is like the 80s now. We dressed back in those days. And when we would go in those clubs, the guys was dressed. They had their suits, 3-piece suits. And let me tell you, some of the music that was coming out of those clubs,
you couldn't hear on the radio.
No, not at all. In fact,
you had to go to the club.
Go to a record store to get the 12-inch.
Side B.
That's what I had to do. Yeah.
Side B. Usually side B was the hit. Yeah. Everybody look at side A, but let's listen to side B.
Right. And I'm glad you say that because, I'm a musician and I play in a rock band, right? So my my bandmate, he likes to play the hot rock hits. And we had to tell him, listen, there's some B-sides that people know. And slowly he started to come around. We started doing some B-side stuff.
Right.
Even and rock B-sides.
And that's, you have to, because as a band, you have to set your part. You have to set yourself apart as being unique.
That's
and you don't want to be playing what somebody heard last night.
That's right. Actually, exactly.
Yeah.
He likes music from his era, which is really our era. I'm only like a few years older than him, but he likes that rock music from the 80s and the 90s. And I said, listen, some people like some 70s stuff. They might want to hear some 60s. Understand? They might want to hear a little bit of R&B.
That's right.
Might want to hear a little bit of reggae. You know what I'm saying? You gotta mix it up.
My favorite rock band is Aerosmith.
Really?
Yeah. I know I don't look like an Aerosmith girl, but I am. I am definitely Steven Tyler. Cool. Oh my gosh, love Aerosmith.
Listen,
love Aerosmith.
My band that I like is Rolling Stones because I always liked them. Plus,
I like the way he dances.
Listen, he got so much soul in that little skinny body.
And he's still doing it.
Yeah, he's still doing it.
I mean, how does he get the energy? I need some of that.
I don't know.
I need
and he
some
had
of that energy.
heart surgery recently.
Wow.
you know.
Wow.
But Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones, they you know, listen, they just, one thing about the British invasion,
Mm-hmm.
they basically reintroduced R&B to everybody.
Right. And the love of
The
music.
love of, right.
Because man, Europeans love music. They
Yeah, they
love
do.
music even more. Like
Yeah.
if you were to go right now overseas, you would be huge.
Listen, they listening to me overseas.
See?
You know what I'm saying? Because especially in Germany,
Mm-hmm.
um, in England and France,
Right.
and you know what's crazy, in Russia.
Mm.
I was like, what? Russian
Yep.
Federation, Krasnodar, whatever. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, what? But
Yep.
that shows you, and your mom could talk about that too, is that a lot of black artists
Mm-hmm.
had to make their money by going
Overseas.
overseas.
Yeah, and that's where she made her first hits.
Yeah.
High Energy was the one that actually broke
Mm.
her in the United States. But
Wow.
she had Weak Spot, she had
Yeah, I heard
Head
a
in
weak
the
spot.
Stars. Remember that
Yes.
one? That was
Yes.
my little weak
Weak
spot.
spot.
Yeah, yeah. So you had that one.
Yeah.
You had Head in the Stars.
Uh-huh.
She redid Reflections of the
Oh,
way life
oh,
used to be. I sound just
okay.
like my mother. So
Oh, okay.
it's ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so she's done all those. And then when High Energy came out,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna tell you the story.
Uh-huh.
We did okay. So I was in Europe with my mother. We were at the studio, and they
Uh-huh.
had this whole build for Reflections. So it was the stairs that led up. Now the stairs, my mom was very scared of the stairs because they didn't have a balcony. So if you're watching the music video for Reflections, she's
Uh-huh.
actually sitting on the edge of a very high up thing that if
Wow.
she was to fall off,
Oh
it would
Lord.
be emergency room for her,
Right.
basically. So
Mm-hmm.
she had to be like really, really not moving too much. So they
Right.
did Reflections. They did the entire thing. They broke the set down. They still had time. So
Mm-hmm.
what they did was they took the top piece of the set, they put it on the ground.
Yeah.
And they said, we're going to do a video impromptu of High Energy. So back in the 80s, everybody had on their leg warmers and their,
Yeah.
so there's like, okay, so just guys, go get dressed or whatever you came with. Let's put the kids in the front of the stage. So here
Uh-huh.
I am. I
Uh-huh.
have on a blue sweater,
Uh-huh.
a white ribbon in my hair that was
Right.
made from some of the material that was left over from the set. Okay, blue Lee jeans. I was
Okay.
this skinny.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this
Okay.
skinny, and they put me in front of the camera, and I went. And they said the girl is not shy. She says, "Oh, who? Her? No, she ain't shy."
No.
No,
She not
got me
shy.
up on the stage and everything, the producers' kids, and
Uh-huh.
that was the video. And when you see
Wow.
it today, it's kind of like a time capsule for me.
Okay.
I think I was like 10 or
Okay.
11 in that
I gotta
video,
look at
somewhere around
that.
that. Yeah, and you'll
Yeah.
see me. You'll
What?
see. You'll be like, that girl, she was so
So let me
skinny.
ask you, how did you like? What? How? You know, I saw in your bio
Mhm.
that you sang with the ladies that were formerly of the Supremes.
Yeah, and thank you for saying it like that because you know the technicalities of the whole thing. They're amazing women.
Yeah.
Amazing women.
Uh-huh.
Sherry's amazing. They were all very
Yes.
welcoming to me. So what had happened was we found ourselves on the same roster as
Okay.
with Corey Kostler. He has a company that he has like all the oldies on his roster. And at that
Okay.
time, we were singing with Glenn Leonard, the former tenor of the Temptations,
Yes.
and he was in Washington, and they were like, "Well, we need someone to open up for us," and he's like,
Uh,
"I got the perfect person. She's already on my roster. I'm gonna call her and book her," and that's how that happened.
nice.
And so I
That's
opened
nice.
up with the band I was with the Crashers at the
That's
time,
good.
and it was amazing. I got to go backstage. I got to
Yeah.
watch them perform.
Nice.
I got to get some good advice.
Very good.
Like Sherry, she's always wanted to do theaters and write plays, and she's doing that now.
Good.
So just like life doesn't end because you love music, there's
No.
always going to be something different that you love to do, and
And,
so these
and
women are amazing.
yeah, cause Sherry, you know, she has a great history because she was in Glass House
Mm-hmm.
and they had some hits on Hot Wax,
Mm-hmm.
produced by Holland Dozier and Holland.
Right.
And
And that's
yes.
the same guy that produced some of my mother's songs too.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Holland Dozier. Yeah.
yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
HDH, you know, they still going strong.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And their history by itself is amazing because, from them, with I think it was Eddie Holland.
Right.
Eddie Holland is a good singer.
Oh
He
yeah.
sounded like Jackie Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to his early records, and he had a hell of a voice, but he said he was shy. So,
You know what? It happens.
yeah.
It's like, you get this person, you put them on stage, and they
Hmm.
become like this bright light. And
Yeah.
then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, you
Hmm.
get them behind the scenes, and they're like, thank you.
You, you
Thank you.
know, but it's amazing when people talk about Michael Jackson.
Yo,
Michael Jackson, you wouldn't think that all this came out of him. He was
I
a very
know.
reserved
And what
guy.
about Prince?
Yeah. What? Prince?
Prince ran.
Listen.
If he had any confrontations, I remember seeing him on, what was that? The show with the ladies around the table. I forgot what it was.
Oh,
But you
Red
know what I'm
Table
talking.
Talk?
Yes, he went on that show. And remember when what's her name started? Like she sat next to him. He got up and left.
Yeah.
He
He's like
was like,
that.
"Oh
He
no,
was
no, no,
like
no, no."
that. Yeah, he was like that. But he was
Yeah.
just brilliant.
Oh yeah.
You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah.
saying? Just brilliant,
Mm.
but that's great that you got a chance to open,
Yeah.
for
Oh
them.
yeah.
That's and you got some good experience with them because with
Yes.
Cherie and
Mm-hmm.
Linda Lawrence and
Yes.
Suzette Green and
Amazing. Amazing.
amazing, and the fact that you know if it to me if it wasn't for Mary Wilson,
Mm-hmm.
the Supremes would have ended when Diana Ross left.
Yes, they would. They would have,
They would have
And the
ended.
one friend of mine that's a really close friend of mine is Brenda Watty, and
Hmm.
she sang with the Marvelettes, and she also
Uh-huh.
sang with, of course, with what
Uh-huh.
is it? The lady from the Marvelettes. I forgot her name real quick.
Which one? Catherine Schaffner.
No, no, she
Wanda
actually sang.
Young.
No, she actually sang with the former lady of the Supreme, the lady you just mentioned. I
Oh,
can't think of her
Cherie.
name. Right.
Uh-huh.
And she also sang with them for 8 years. She was but
Wow.
the one thing that she's always taught me was you just have to be yourself,
Yeah,
and people will love you for being yourself. And
that's
these
right.
women definitely they exude being themselves. They're
Yeah,
so I was so comfortable around them. They were so like, hey, do your dream, go after it. You
yes.
have an amazing voice. We love
Hmm.
you, and keep going. So, and
Hmm.
fame, they talked about that with me. They said that fame is being famous is not
Hmm.
necessarily what people would think it is. They said
No.
being famous is something that you have to define for yourself.
Yeah, you do.
What is fame for you? Is fame
Hmm.
for you being the best you can be,
Hmm.
reaching as many people as you can, but being
Right.
true to yourself? What is
Right.
fame to you?
That's right.
So, yeah. So it was wonderful just to
That's
meet them.
good.
I also got to meet Mary, who told me the same thing. It was
Good.
amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got to meet a lot of different people
That's
in the
good.
music industry.
Yeah.
I got one big thing from all of them.
Hmm.
And the one big thing I got from them is just do what you love and be yourself.
Yeah. And be yourself.
Hmm.
Enjoy yourself. It's like my girlfriend. She's from the Bronx,
Hmm.
and she was a school teacher, but she decided to go down the path and be a singer.
Hmm.
And she's a professional singer. She's been singing with the Crystals
Mm.
for about 15 years,
Hmm.
and she sings with the original member of the
Mm.
Crystals that was
Hmm.
produced by Phil Spector,
Oh wow.
and they've traveled all over the world.
Hmm.
And I'm just so proud of her,
Yeah.
that she pursued her dream, and she got discovered by Smokey Robinson.
Oh.
Actually, Smokey developed this play called Raising Hell,
Hmm.
and they put the show on at the Billie Holiday Theater in Bedford Stuyvesant, Brooklyn.
Hmm.
And he casted her. She auditioned
Hmm.
and she casted her. He casted her. And, after that, just she took off. You
Uh-huh.
know what I'm saying? And she says the same thing. The old timers give her good wisdom.
Hmm.
The people that she's been surrounded that were in the industry for like 50 years, they told
Right.
her, how to handle herself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, it's amazing.
Hmm.
Just the fact that we have all of these opportunities that come our way. And, you know, when it comes so fast.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's over. And it's like, wow, I did that.
Yeah. And you can look
So,
back on your work
mm-hmm.
that you've done, but you know, a lot of your ancestors that came before you laid the groundwork. You're
They
laying the
did.
groundwork for
And
the
I'm
next
very
one.
grateful.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I did play a song you were on with Raymond Barton on my show.
Thank you.
It's a nice song.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it's nice.
Love in Your Eyes. Yeah, it
Love
went
in Your
up
Eyes.
for it's gone through the first round of Grammy ballot. I'm
That's
not
what I'm
sure if it
saying.
made it.
That's
So I
what's
don't
up.
know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
That's so it's all good.
It's
That's
simple.
and I
It's
said,
a
wait a minute.
really
I said, Yaya Diamond. I heard that name. Wait a minute. I said, this the same person? So I said, okay.
Yeah, you
I
know,
was
it's a
like,
really
yeah,
simple song. I like
yeah,
it. The simplicity of it. It takes you
yeah,
back to when love songs was just a
yeah.
memory of what was going on in that
That's right.
time. You know, it was like the
Listen,
soundtrack to life, you know.
well,
And
that's what
it's
you
really
want.
nice.
Yeah, because I did a show where I was playing like all these black love songs that we had, man, from the
Mhm.
Delphonics, Blue
Mhm.
Magic, right? I even had the Modulations, Jimmy
Wow.
Briscoe and the Little Beavers.
Mm.
They had this beautiful song called Ebony Princess. That's a
Mhm.
gorgeous song.
Mm.
You're my Ebony Princess.
Mhm.
You know, and I thought that was beautiful. So, you know, we still need those love songs. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Still
Yes. And
need them.
simple. I love simple stuff, you know,
Yeah.
things that you can actually sing along to.
Yeah.
And so to me, you know, when when I used to try to sing along to Whitney Houston, I was no. This was not gonna happen. So it was, you
Okay.
know, if the love songs were more simple, okay, I
Yeah.
can do that. So I really wanted to do a really simple love song, something
That's
that
good.
kind of everybody can kind of, you know, relate
It's
to and sing
memorable.
along to and memorize it. And
That's right.
yeah, and that song "Loving Your Eyes" is something that's really
Yeah. So
pretty.
it's beautiful. I was like,
Thank
yeah, I
you.
like this. You know.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
yeah.
So
So
I
love
can definitely see why you're into music, why you love it so much. You know, what kind of advice do you give the people that are listening to all of the things that just happened? Because I mean, we went down like memory lane here. It was so fun. I don't
well,
want to stop. But
you know what?
what kind of advice do you give them?
Listen to your music. Listen to your history. Because this is how we connect the dots. You know, you hear a lot of the pain,
Mm-hmm.
the struggles, the triumphs, and you enjoy it. And also, there are many people that you can listen to, study from.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when I revisit some of these records, like if I listen to Otis Redding or if I listen to
Mm.
Aretha Franklin, especially before she
Luther.
became popular, that's
Luther.
right,
Luther.
Luther, even
He wasn't even
Sylvester,
Luther Vandross. He was just Luther.
right, Luther, yes,
Luther.
and when Luther used to sing backup for David Bowie, because he was a
Mm-hmm.
backup
He was a
singer.
backup
Now
singer.
that's a whole
That's
other
it.
show we could talk about,
Oh yeah, I know.
because a lot of your singers like Lisa Fisher, I love
Mm-hmm.
her, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, listen, there's so many people that we need to revisit.
Right.
Even Sylvester,
Mm-hmm.
I'm amazed
Let
at
me tell
his
you,
ability.
Sylvester, and I
Hmm.
just have to say this, he
Yeah.
was so nice to me. My mom
Oh,
and them used to go out on tour together. And
okay.
okay, so the Berlin Wall had not been taken down yet. And if you don't
Right.
know about that, you need to go back into the history and
That's
find
right.
out. So
Hmm.
what the record label didn't want to do was send all of their artists over at one time. So they
Oh,
would
I
send
see.
them in pieces. So when my mother would go over there, Sylvester and they would take care of me. Him and Eartha,
Oh,
actually. Him and Eartha
uh-huh.
would take care of me, and then
Oh,
with their with Eartha's kids back in those
yes.
time, and then or I would stay at the producer's house. But
Okay.
they took me shopping. We went to
Nice.
go see the changing of the guards. I mean, they
Oh,
took me
wow.
everywhere. They kept all the kids busy. And then
Good.
so when my mother would come back, and then it would be a couple of other artists, maybe Michael Brown or somebody would come back, then
Okay.
so you know Sylvester and Eartha would go over, and
Uh-huh.
then we would take care. So it was
Yeah.
kind of like so it was a family. It was so cool,
Yeah.
and so Sylvester, not only did he touch me
Uh-huh.
musically, because
Yeah.
the man's voice, I mean, come on, who could get that high, you
Listen,
know?
even
And
if
Grace Jones too. Now
yes,
Grace,
listen.
she was the sweetheart too. Come on
What
now.
with Grace Jones, to me, what got me hooked on her was when she did La Vie en Rose. Not when she did Pull Up to the Bumper
I
or
love
My
that song
Jamaican
though. I'm
Guy.
sorry. I love that
I
pull
love
up
it
to the
too.
bumper,
But when she
baby.
did Edith Piaf's
Oh,
song,
yes.
that made me cry.
Mm-hmm.
And I said,
Yeah, because
whoa.
she's talented. But
Yes.
her thing is she's super tall and
Oh, yeah.
super slim. And she's super dark. And so
Listen, beautiful.
she was like, look, this is gonna work for me.
Listen.
She's gonna put this to work. She took advantage of her size,
Listen.
her skin
skin.
color,
Listen.
and her
Everything.
slimness. She
Everything
did.
about her. She
Mm-hmm.
was the first Elect Weck model. You know Elect Weck, right?
I didn't know.
Elect
But
Weck
I know
with
she was a model.
Sudanese. She's
Okay,
dark
yeah.
skin,
Uh-huh.
beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Short hair.
Mm-hmm.
When Grace was rocking the fade.
Oh yeah. I
Before
remember
we
that.
all started rocking fades.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, listen. Grace Jones is forever a trendsetter.
Yes. Oh yes.
I
Oh
love
yes.
her.
I
I
do
love
too.
her. You
Yes.
understand?
So it was Grace Jones and Sylvester. I know they went
yeah.
out a lot together.
Okay.
And Sylvester, what a voice! But
What?
you if you knew him behind the scenes,
Okay.
you would fall in love with him because
You
he
see.
loved children.
Okay.
He loved children. He took care of me like I was his
His kid.
daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
what's
it
up.
touched me when he passed away.
Yeah.
You know,
Touch all of
and
us.
even George Michael, because remember all these
Yeah.
people toured together. So when George
Yes.
Michael, I can't really say too much, but I could
Right.
say that before he passed away a year, we were supposed to see
Oh.
George Michael. I can't really say
Okay.
too much about it. But
Right.
then when he passed away,
Yeah.
we were actually supposed to be going to Europe
Oh.
and with my mom because I
Okay.
told her I'm going to go with you this time because I want to see him. And he passed
Oh.
away right then and
Yeah.
there. And so
Yeah.
everything got
Yeah.
canceled.
Yeah.
But you know, these people, you don't realize that
No.
this is not just an artist that passes away. This
That's
is a
right.
friend.
Yeah.
It's a family member. It's
That's
people
right.
that helped me when
Right.
I was 4 years old, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and I used to go in the dance crew. And that
Oh.
was the little girl that used to raise up and the little black girl that used to pick up during the concerts. That
Yes.
was me.
Okay.
That was me. That was that little girl that the blue and the black was it the black man and the silver. It was a gold man and a silver man. It was always, and they used to pick me up and just toss me. And I was the one because I was so
Yeah.
little.
Yeah.
And you know, so most people were like, that was you, because they came
Yeah.
to the concert back in the 70s, back in
That's
the
right.
80s.
That's right.
And so
And that's what it
they were
is.
family, the
Yeah.
dancers, everybody. And
Yeah.
it's just
Everybody.
it's sad.
Yeah.
It does touch me a little bit
Yeah.
still to this day.
Yeah. But just to
Yeah.
listen to the music, listen to everything that is around you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Black people have really influenced
Yes.
culture,
Mm-hmm.
and whether it's dress, language,
Mm-hmm.
politics, whatever, but especially music.
Yeah.
And listen to what's around you. Listen to jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to Afrobeat. You know, I didn't start getting exposed to African music until my father had Miriam Makeba.
Mm.
And she did Zosa. She would do the click
Yes.
language in Pata Pata.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
listen to your diaspora's music.
That's
And
right.
I'm so happy to hear Afrobeat music come back.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Especially
Definitely.
here. It's always
Mm-hmm.
been there, but
Yeah.
it's back.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning
Yeah.
it's influenced all types of music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so listen to all the variations of our music.
Yeah.
And we influence classical too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so listen to all of that. You know,
Wow.
it's not so much going down memory lane. You come from a very rich legacy,
Mm-hmm.
so why not soak it in? Everybody
Right.
else soaks in your culture. Soak in your
Yeah.
own culture.
That's it. That's it. You know, that's it. Wow. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, girl. I had such a good
Listen, I had a
time.
good time
What?
with you. Woo! You got some history, girl.
Oh!
You got some history yourself. You need to write a
Wow.
book.
That's what I keep telling me, but you know how
Yeah.
much time I have to write a book?
0? Nah, you find a time.
I'm gonna have to talk a book.
Well,
Somebody type it.
well, yeah, you can do that.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do
You
that.
can do
I'm
that.
actually in the process of doing one book, but it's a fiction. But I'm definitely gonna be doing that,
Yeah.
and definitely gonna be writing down all of this. Like kind of like a memoir, basically. It's not
Yeah.
like it's
And your
just
travels.
going through all the travels. Being on the Autobahn and almost flipping over. I
Oh,
mean,
damn.
these are yeah.
Now,
Remember back in
see,
the day, they
that's
didn't
one
have
place
that.
I want to
Yeah.
check out. The
Yo, but
Audubon.
they have a speed limit now, so you
Really?
can't really experience it like I did. Okay, they have a
Oh.
speed limit now. It's pretty fast. But what was happening was if you were pulled over to the side of the road, because we were
Uh-huh.
in the limo and the limo driver got lost. Okay, so we had to
Uh-huh.
pull over to the side of the road. So we're on the side of the road. We pull over a little bit further over because it's the Autobahn. Okay, everybody's going
Right.
like 100 miles or
Yeah, that's what
more.
I hear.
So this truck goes by us. Freaking limo goes boop boom. I was like, can we go now?
I know
My mom's
that
like,
scared the heck
calm
out of
down,
you.
baby, calm down. I'm like, no, mommy, I'm scared. I gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. Can we pull off? Can you do
Okay.
that somewhere else?
Oh, wow. That's crazy. How's your mom doing?
Oh, she's fine. She did
That's
an
good.
interview with Legends not too long ago.
Oh,
It's on
nice.
YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Very
she's
good.
still doing her thing, you know what I
That's
mean? But
good.
she kind of hides
Uh-huh.
because she likes her privacy. My mother,
Well, I understand that.
yeah, my mom, and most people don't know this. My mom started her career at 14.
Oh, wow.
Her first hit was at 19, and
Ooh.
she's been going ever since. And she's almost
Wow.
70.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
most people don't realize how long my mom has been in the music
In the
industry.
industry. Wow.
And yeah, starting at 14, singing in the clubs, singing like professionally at
Wow.
14 years old.
Wow.
Most people don't realize it only
Uh-huh.
took her 5 years to have her first major hit, which was Weak
Wow.
Spot when she went back over to
Right.
Europe to do it. And
Yeah.
I was born when she was 19. That was
Oh,
right
okay.
after she gave birth to me. And she still
Okay.
got the little pouch. If you look at her in the music video, she's got the little birthing pouch still there. But she's got on her little jean outfit and
Uh-huh.
she's singing. And
Uh-huh.
it's like, yeah, I love my mom. She
That's
actually
cool.
she was a single mother. She raised me. She did
Okay.
an amazing job.
Good.
My dad, I knew my dad, but my mom
Okay.
had a career, and that's where
Okay. And that's where she
that's what
wanted
she
to be.
wanted.
She
Yeah.
wanted. Right.
Hmm.
I understand that.
Yeah,
You
so I
know,
had a great co-parenting
that's good.
situation, and grandparents and
That's good.
godmother who helped raise and stuff
That's
like that.
good.
So it was really good. It was
That's
really
what's up.
great. Hmm.
But I'm definitely, I'm gonna switch roles and interview you and
Well, I'll
put
have to
you.
be on your show, I guess.
Yes.
All right. Well, we can
Well,
do
I'll
that.
let you know about that.
Oh yeah.
And
Well, where can people find your show so that way they
well,
know?
listen, they could check me out. I'm on PRN.FM at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So they just can go on the internet, do PRN.FM 6 o'clock on Fridays, do a new
Hmm.
show every Friday. I also have my own radio network on the on Live 365. It's called the
Hmm.
Bowl of Soul Mixed Stew Soul Music Radio Network, where I play
Hmm.
nonstop R&B,
Hmm.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of soul, right?
Mm.
And if they want to hear the podcast, they can go to abolasoul.com as well. And then look me
Awesome.
up on Facebook. It's a
Hmm.
Bowl of Soul Mixed Stew of Soul Music uh, Facebook page.
Awesome. We're going to have all that information in the description box below. So
Yeah.
if you're looking at this on either Amazon Fire or Roku, any of my stations, thank you so much for tuning in to the video portion as well as YouTube. You can always join, follow, sign up on Vimeo, Roku,
Nice.
Amazon Fire, and YouTube at Dream Chasers Radio or Yaya Diamond TV. If you're listening to us on a podcast, that means you got to jump over to the video because a lot of this stuff you ain't seeing, and that's
That's right.
okay. You didn't see it. But if you
Right.
go to the video and you sign up, you'll see a lot of different things. You'll see a lot of different people. Oh, I had a great
I
time.
had a good time with
Oh
you.
my gosh, I had a great time. You
You
guys,
did. You
thank
taught me
you.
some stuff. You taught me some stuff. That's what's up.
Hey.
That's good. You come from a musical background yourself. So
Yeah, I've
you
I've
know.
done I've done. You know what? If I look back on all the things that have happened in my life, I can't believe most of it. But I did it. I did
That's
it,
right.
and I just kind of went with the flow. They were like, "Hey, you want to do this?" I was like, "Yeah, okay."
Listen,
And then when it happened, I
got a
was like,
good
I
attitude.
said yes. Okay.
Thank God, right?
Yeah, right. Here we go.
Here we go. Going
And
up.
there are thousands of people in the audience. And I said yes. And I was like, you know what? I always say to myself, you have 5 seconds to answer.
Okay.
That's my thing. You have 5 seconds to answer. Now, if you don't want to do it, you have 5 seconds to say no, but say no. Don't say maybe.
Right.
Don't say I'll think about it.
Right.
It's no.
It's no.
It's no. But maybe next time.
But maybe next time.
However, you have 5 seconds to say yes. And if it's a major thing and you're really, really scared, I say jump into it. And when you get through with it, you will love yourself.
That's right.
So say yes.
Say yes. That's right. It's good advice.
Say yes. All right. So I will be on your show. I was excited.
Yes. That's what's up.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Again, I love you. Don't go anywhere. And thank you guys for tuning in wherever you're tuning in. And don't forget to what? Dare to be different, baby. Until next time, guys. Bye. Don't you go nowhere, girl. Hold on a second. Yeah. This is behind the scenes. Y'all ain't into this. Bye, y'all. Bye. I dare to be different. I dare.